Hello, back to Ramadan. I regret clapping. Ow. Today we're back with Onigokko. As I don't know, I've been recording for such short videos the past few days. Weird mood, I guess. I don't fucking know. Let's see if today I'll be recording for any longer. Oh, yes, good morning. 3 days later, I found Senpai standing outside my room holding a pair of lunchboxes. It's become such a common sight. It had become such a common sight. No, I'm the one who should be sorry. I kept shouting boob this and boob that. Sorry. Then came the silence. Senpai and I were far too mindful of each other to make eye contact. Maybe I was just reading too much into it. Now it's making things awkward. No, Senpai was clearly acting apprehensive of me too. She may have been drunk, but she still hugged me and kicked up a fuss while half naked. It would be weird if she wasn't on edge. Is she really that shy, or was there something else bothering her? Wasn't entirely sure. Even so. Yeah, let's. She's gone to the effort of making me lunch, so she clearly didn't hate me, right? Finally over! An overwhelming amount of energy surged through my body the moment the lunch bell rang. Lunch bell meant I could see Senpai, and the thought alone got me fired up. But I hightailed it to the committee room. There I could be all flirty with Senpai and eat my lunch. Yeah, she kept bugging me to take one and go. Oh, had been actively forcing herself between Senpai and I ever since dinner the other day. According to her, let me give you the official you lost trophy. Or so she said, but I didn't think there was any point to my sister attacking or anything of the sort. Just then, Kumakichi rushed over to Kana with his cell phone in hand. Then he whispered into her ear. After a quick nod, Kana hurried out of the classroom with Kumakichi in tow. What's going on? What's the you-know-who stuff? Sure you don't need to go with and help them out? And Feikuda will we make us a move of our own? Wanna have lunch together in the committee room then?
What
do you mean? Senpai! Senpai walked up with my lunch in hand. The moment our eyes met, she smiled and gave me a gentle wave. I reciprocated by giving her a wave and a smile of my own. Oh, is that it? What you meant by reading the mood? On her over? Senpai and I aren't like that yet.
でも、その気はあるんでしょ？傍から見ててもわかるわよ。 ケイスケ、いつも先輩のこと気遣ってたじゃない。あの目、私には真剣に見えたわよ。
Akari, I see my feelings were obvious to everyone else, huh? Guess I've fallen for her more than I had thought.
お二人とも何のお話をしているのですか？ケイスケが先輩と二人っきりで話がしたいそうですよ。付き合ってやってください。私と二人きりで
Akari, you!
いいから行きなさい。どのみち私はここで待機してないといけないし。
With that said, Akari gave me a push on the back. Stepped forward and ended up facing Senpai from up close.
ケイスケ君。
Senpai? It was no use! I couldn't look her straight away in the eyes for more than 5 whole seconds. Couldn't be more of a man if I ran. I wouldn't be much of a man if I ran away now, though. It was that time I told her how I felt. I knew I'd told Senpai the same. When it came to dreams or romance, you had to put in the effort, or they would never come true. If you give up before you start, nothing will change. So I may have had feelings for her first love, but that didn't matter. Because the person I cared for was...
乙女はいるか？
お兄様？
やはりここにいたか。
Just then the door flung open hard and Tomohiko came into the room. The second he saw Senpai, he took a firm hold of her hand.
来い、帰るぞ。
ちょっと待ってください。これからケイスケ君とお昼を。
いいから来い。
痛いです。
Since can't you see Senpai doesn't want to, please let go of her hand.
お前は黙ってろ。邪魔をするなら容赦はしない。
What you say?
やめてください。
Senpai. Senpai spoke up about the same time Senpai and I glared at each other. The shout louder than we ordinarily ever heard from her caused Akari and our classmates to simultaneously stop in their
今
tracks.
すぐ帰りますから。ケイスケ君に乱暴はよしてください。
But
ごめんなさい。お話はまた今度にしましょう。
Senpai.
行きましょう。車のご用意をお願いします。
わかった。
Senpai flashed me an awkward smile before leaving the classroom with Sensei. Once they left, time slowly began to move again in the
一
classroom.
体何なのかしらね。先生どこか取り乱してたようだけど。
Akari's sorry, but I'm gonna leave early too. It's not looking like I'll be able to help with the investigation either.
ケイスケ。わかったわよ。行ってきなさい。
You sure?
もちろんよ。もともとあなたは善意で捜査に協力してくれてたんだし、私がどうこう言える立場にはないわ。それに、心ここにあらずな人を連れて行っても足手まといになるだけ。早く行ってすっきりしてきなさい。
Yeah, thanks. Promise I'll come meet up with you all later. I waved to Akari and hurried out of the room. Couldn't accept nor sit idly by after Sensei forcefully took Senpai away without an explanation. Senpai looked so distraught over the whole thing too. Didn't care who he was, I'd make Senpai pay for his crimes. Damn it, I guess it makes sense that I can't catch up. Made a mad dash for the academy's parking lot, but Senpai was nowhere to be found. The chase continued, but the pine dorms were a decent ways off. Could likely get there by bus, but time was of the essence, and running would likely be a faster alternative. I tried calling her, but it failed to go through. It was most likely shut off. In the worst case scenario, Senpai might be under house arrest. No, wasn't I just overthinking this? Since I was the one who took her away, so there shouldn't be any reason for him to do that to his own family. Still, Senpai was acting kind of weird when he took her with him. I had a bad feeling about this. Oh, that was... A man in a familiar-looking white suit went into a nearby park. There's no way I would mistake among these circumstances that had to be Tomohiko. Senpai in the park. Anyhow, a major clue had just walked by of its own accord. I'd better follow him. It was a little past noon and the park was largely deserted. It was an island of students for... That was an island for students. So for people like me who escaped class, you never spot anyone in a park at this hour. What?! Hid myself in a nearby shrub and held my reeling head when I witnessed this unexpected appearance. For a second there, I wasn't sure who he was. Nah, I knew it, but I couldn't comprehend what this meant. Why was Grandpa here? With Sensor right beside him, no less. This was becoming more confused by the second. I'd had to calm down. If I didn't know, then I needed to investigate. Luckily, neither of them seemed to have noticed me. Better try to get close to them while remaining hidden in the shrubbery. You think your Gramps isn't gonna notice you? Grandpa and Sensei were talking in a grove of trees deep within the park. There were dead trees and grass spread out before me, which would immediately give me away if I didn't watch my step. This was precisely one of those times to whip out Phantom Thief Ura's signature Oni mask. Retrieved from a pocket, it activated one of its installed features, the auricular cowl, a sound collecting apparatus. Now then, what sort of conversation were they having?
どうやら坂上にいた残党が血の巻の写しを持っていたようだ。すべて処分したと思ったのだがな。なるほどの。それで乙女はどうしている？万が一を考え寮に帰らせた。ことが収まるまで乙女様には我慢してもらうことになる。やむなしか。わしとしてはあいつにもっと自由な時間を与えてやりたいのだが、このような事態になった以上それは叶わん。そうさな。これもまた定めか。
What the hell are they talking about? I recall the terrestrial scroll was an ancient manuscript possessed by the Tsuchigumo, and I now knew that a spy had gotten hold of a copy. What was Senpai getting dragged into this? There's some connection between the ancient manuscript and virtually putting Senpai on house arrest. The mystery was growing deep with each passing moment.
俺は一度上に状況を報告しに行く。お前は引き続き。分かってる。長居は無用だ。さっさと行け。
I heard footsteps fading into the distance, and it would appear Senpai had left first. Sensei had left first. Senpai didn't seem to be here. Should I do? Follow Sensei, or should I go talk to Grandpa? Nah, I should head to where Senpai was first.
おお、聞き耳頭巾を使ったか。バカなりに知恵を絞ったな。
Ah, Grandpa! He was next to me before I knew it. Wait, when did he get here?
もうたやすく近づかれると。まだまだ修行が足らぬようだな。いい機会だ。一から鍛え直すか。
Grandpa.
そう睨むでない。お前が聞きたいことは分かっている。西園寺との関係についてだろう。
Yeah, what's your relationship with Sensei and why are you here, especially since you haven't been in touch for ages?
すまんな。血と野暮用があって海を見に行っておったのだ。
On that note, Grandpa took a small flask out of his pocket and it naturally had rice wine inside. Grandpa got hung sober much worse than I did. He probably couldn't exhibit his ordinary strength after a half a day without a drink. Worse yet, he was picky about his booze, enough that he would make distant trips to pick up his preferred alcoholic beverage. Don't tell me that minor business was to procure that booze.
その通り。こいつはいいぞ。海洋深層水を使った辛口吟醸だ。お前も飲むか？
I'll pass for now. Send some to the house later for me.
断りきれぬところがさすがわしの孫だの。
I forgot all that for now. Tell me, what's the relation with Sensei?
言うなれば腐れ縁かの。西園寺と浦部は昔から持ちつ持たれつの関係だからな。
What's that all about? This is the first I've heard of it.
当たり前だ。今まで話さなかったからな。
Like, I've never heard about that before. Yeah, no shit, I haven't talked about it. With that said, Grandpa rudely took a chug of booze mid-conversation.
生き返るわい。
This old fart, was he making fun of me? Based on how you're acting, I bet you have plenty more secrets.
ああ、抱えておるぞ。わしの懐には秘密という宝が5万と隠されておる。
Knock it off already, I'm serious.
赤を言うな。わしも真剣だぞ。現状、わしはお前の邪魔をせねばならぬ立場にある。 故にわしから教えられることは何もない。
What does that mean? I don't get
だ
it.
ろうな。だが今言ったようにわしからは何も語れぬ。圭介、今は考えるより動け。怪盗らしく己の手で真実をつかみ取るがよい。お前に何も教えるつもりはないが、お前を止める気もない。お前が信じた道の先にわしはおる。失望させてくれるなよ。
Grandpa stowed the flask back into his pocket, turned his back to me, and began to walk off. Last second, he spun around and gave me an obscene laugh.
それとお前、女難の相が出ておるぞ。ベッドの上では枕元に気をつけることだ。
After informing me of that, he hid himself behind a nearby tree, then suddenly disappeared. Phantom, for sure, he may have been retired, but he had called himself the second generation Phantom Thief for nothing. Hadn't called himself that for nothing. What the hell was that about, man? Only choice was to take him down if I wanted to know my answer, but despite everything, I respected him. Couldn't exactly raise my hand to my master without a legitimate reason. I was sure he made that remark anticipating as much too. Sure was a cunning person. Find the truth with your own two hands, just like Phantom Thief should, huh? Fine, in that case, it's time to expose some secrets. Phantom Thief way. Senpai let out a tiny sigh as she sat upon the sofa. There was a ephemeral beauty in that grief-stricken profile of hers, but I don't want to see you sigh or act so lonely, Senpai. They opened the window and entered her room. The pine dorms were impressive. It was clearly different from my place based on the interior design alone. But our rooms didn't matter at the moment. I had come here in order to talk to her.
どうやって中へ？外に警備の方がいらしたはずなのですが。
I gave him a quick greeting and then let me right in. They were all very nice people.
そうですか。後で警備の皆さんにお礼を言わないと。
Well, please offer them my gratitude when they come too. Oh, they all knocked the fuck out. In actuality, the Pine Dorm's security was astonishingly strict, so I used the Onigokko of invisibility, which was handed down to the Otome family, to sneak into the dorm. If I were to describe it in modern terms, the Onigokko of invisibility was a cloak that used optical camouflage. It was an essential for in the Phantom Thief business that, once worn, would blend you into the scenery. It did, however, come with a built-in time limit, so I couldn't use it for long. Worse yet, any impact would break it immediately. Sounds so fucking gamey. Though I had to manage to sneak up to her window somehow, I ended up having to say hello to her security ninjas. That was when I successfully knocked out my opponents with close quarters combat I'd learned from Grandpa personally. I'd hidden the fainted ninjas under cover, but it was possible that they could wake up in no time. Better wrap up this conversation quickly.
わざわざ来ていただいたところ申し訳ないのですが、今日はお引き取り願えますか？
Why?
それはお兄様がそうおっしゃっていたからです。
That's cold. You would turn away a friend who came to visit just because your brother told you to.
それは。
Besides, didn't you just say that you would have to thank your security detail? Wouldn't that mean you wanted to see me? Am I wrong?
圭介君、意地悪を言わないでください。
Sorry, that last part was me. I have my reason for not wanting to back down,
い
though.
けないわけ。
Yes, time is short, so I'll get straight to the point. What is the connection between Urabek Akuji and the Sayonji family? My question made her fall silent. She didn't seem at all fazed by my grandpa's name being dropped into the conversation without rhyme or reason, and it became clear that she knew of him.
圭介君はどこまで知っているんですか？
Absolutely nothing. I happened to witness Grandpa and Sensei talking, that's all. Though Grandpa did mention that we and the Sayonjis have a give-and-take relationship.
そうですか。
She nodded to my reply, then finally lifted her head and
実
spoke.
は圭介君のおじい様、悪事さんは私の初恋の相手なんです。
What? You're kidding!
はい、 嘘です。
Isn't that a little cruel given the situation? I thought I was gonna have a heart attack.
ごめんなさい。
Cheeky little shit, she approached the window with a devilish smile. Then she began to explain in bits and pieces as she looked up at the azure sky.
簡単に言ってしまえば、浦部と西園寺は裏で通じ合っているのです。
Working together in
は
secret.
い。吉備宮は排他的な家ですから、外部の手助けを頑なに拒否しています。ですが、西園寺はどちらかといえば怪盗浦に協力的です。むしろ仲間の一人に数えてもいいでしょう。
That makes things easy.
西園寺の役目は情報をリークして怪盗浦に秘宝を奪わせること。そうすればたとえ御三家側が作戦に失敗しても保険が効きますからね。また現場で怪盗浦と御三家を競わせることで双方の腕前を鍛えようという意図もあったようです。
That is very convoluted. Please wait a second.
はい。何でしょう。
Based on your explanation, you make it sound like the Urabe is a fantasy Fura.
今さら隠す必要はないですよ。西園寺家は悪事さんの正体を把握しています。
Then
圭介くんは三代目怪盗浦ですよね。
that does explain why she blatantly just told that does make the whole moment in Akari's route a lot less impactful, since it's not that she figured it out. She fucking knew the whole time. To be honest, I hadn't expected her to correctly guess that I was the third generation Luna. Since I was Grandpa's grandson, one would ordinarily count me as the fourth generation Luna. By the sound of it, she really did seem to have a full grasp of the situation. That's no fair, Senpai. You knew but kept it
ご
from
めん
me.
なさい。悪事さんから言われてたんです。圭介くんたちが使命を終えるまでは正体を隠し通すようにと。それに私も怖かったんです。正体を知ってることを告げたら圭介くんたちが遠くに行ってしまうような気がして。
Well, yeah, honestly, you are a lifesaver. That's true. If we had known our covers were blown, Aoi and I would have dropped everything and fled. The only reason that hadn't happened was through the Senpai and Sensei keeping our identities under wraps. I more or less know how you feel, but I did not expect Sensei to be in on it too.
それは西園寺家としては偽浦さんさえ捕まえられればよかったので。
I got it. That came up in their conversation earlier too. He was using us as an
ごめ
insurance.
んなさい。
There's nothing for you to apologize for. As a matter of fact, the more people helping out, the better. See, now it's all starting to make sense. Akari and Aoi living next door to each other. Classrooms, assignments, and the constant barrage of seemingly convenient events were all orchestrated by the directors of the academy at the Sayonjis. Still, why didn't Grandpa tell me everything from the start? Would have happily operated differently if we'd known we had collaborators on the island.
悪事さんならきっとこう言うと思いますよ。敵を欺くにはまず味方からだと。
That does sound like something he would say. Or maybe that was another part of my training. If I'd known I had other allies, then I would have been tempted to rely on them somewhere along the
西
way.
園寺家としてはこれからも怪盗浦の活動をサポートしていきたいと考えています。もちろん圭介くんと葵ちゃんの正体は誰にも明かしません。ですから。
I know, I trust you.
本当ですか？
Yeah, I'd be suspicious if you were anyone else, but it's you, and I trust you.
圭介くん。
I understand the relationship between us and Sayonjis, but I do have one more
もう
question.
一つ。
Yes, why did they suddenly bring you home? Came up in Grandpa's conversation that Tsuchikumo Scott Bai was in possession of a copy of the terrestrial scroll,
そ
but
こまで分かっているなら話は早いですね。
we have the actual original copy.
お昼前に 坂上家で取り物がありまして、そこで土蜘蛛のスパイさんがお縄になったらしいのです。彼は吉備宮家が処分したはずの地の巻、つまり秘宝のありかが書かれた古文書の写しを持っていました。地の巻には鍵のありかは書かれていませんが、代わりに扉の所在を指し示すヒントが書かれています。それだけなら何の問題もないのですが。
Aspire and Fekura have been working together to find the key.
以前考察したように、偽浦さんは鍵について書かれている古文書、天の巻を持っているものと考えられます。そこには鍵だけではなく、扉の特徴を示す情報が書かれています。所在のヒントと扉の特徴、その2つを照らし合わせて調べを進めていけば、扉のあるおおよその場所がわかります。
So where is it specifically?
山ツツジの咲く丘の上にある宮島大洞窟、そこに扉があります。
Great caverns of Miyajima.
偽浦さんにその場所がバレるのは時間の問題でしょう。もしかしたらすでに見つけられているかもしれません。ですが幸いなことに、偽浦さんは鍵と間違えて私のペンダントを盗んでいきました。
Is it a case of she herself is the key or something?
扉の開け方はどの古文書にも書かれていません。扉を見つけられても何もできないはずです。ただしそうなれば、扉の開け方を問いただすため、偽浦さんは再び西園寺の関係者を狙う可能性が高い。
Whoops. That's why you were dragged back home. That Senpai nodded and gazed at my eyes. He knew there was no way Senpai would lie. Everything she had told me must have been the truth. At least that's what I believed. Understand the situation, but talk about a surprise. You already knew so much.
ごめんなさい。お兄様に黙っているように言われて。いいえ、人のせいにしてはいけませんね。知っていたのに言わなかったのは、私の心が弱かったためです。本当にごめんなさい。私、みんなを騙していたんです。西園寺家は最初から全てを把握していました。前にクレハちゃんが指摘していたように、扉のある宮島大洞窟は西園寺家の管理下にあります。西園寺家は鍵と扉に浅からぬ因縁があるんです。ですが、私はあの時それを言い出せなかった。もっと早く伝えていれば、すぐにでも偽浦さんを捕まえられたはずなのに。
What if the key is the bloodline itself? What if the Sayonjis are actually like descendant of the creator, like Wiseman sage thing that's living in Shangri-La, and so the blood of this bloodline is actually the key or something? Could I ask why?
それは楽しかったからです。
Fun.
はい。みんなで協力して偽浦さんを追いかけるのが楽しかった。圭介くんと一緒に出かけられて嬉しかった。楽しくて嬉しくて、結局何も言い出せないままずるずるとここまで来ちゃいました。事件が解決したら今の生活も終わってしまう気がして、怒られても仕方ないと思います。みんなの真剣な気持ちを利用して私は一人で笑っていたのですから。
Senpai.
本当にごめんなさい。
With that, she bowed her head and fell into a stoic silence. She kept everything a secret in order to preserve her fun, happy lifestyle, huh? You understand why you get so absorbed in your dreams sometimes. It had always worried me.
はい。ずっと 言い出せずにごめんなさい。できればこれからもみんなと一緒にいたい。以前のように笑い合いたい。ですが、それはもう叶わないでしょうね。私はみんなにひどいことをしたのですから。
That's not true. Please don't think so little of us. If our relationships were that fragile, that would have ended a long time ago. It wasn't just you, the rest of us had fun being with you too. It was deceitful or otherwise. That's how we really feel. At the very least, that's what I believe. Made me happy having you there with me.
Keisuke-kun.
If you want to go back to how things were, then you need to put a stop to this. Everything will be fine once Feikura has been captured. We can devote all of our attention to club activities, to committee and whatnot after.
簡単に言いますね。
It is simple, as long as you work with your friends.
仲間と。
Yeah, so we put out a net based on the information you've given us. We should be able to catch the Feikura. After all, we've got the 3 great families and Phantom Tifura on our side. Catching a single rat should be a piece of cake. Please wait here, Senpai. We'll definitely get your pendant back. Things come to those who wait, as they say. Shot her smile and turned to the window through which I came. I hadn't only come here to ask her about the situation. It was also to protect her smile. If she'd been dragged back home to keep her out of the Feikura's clutches, then I had no complaints. I would have them keep protecting her until the matter was settled. In the meantime, I will track down the Feikura and...
待ってください。
What's the matter?
私も連れて行ってくださいませんか。
That'd be dangerous. Didn't you say as much yourself? The Feikura might be after you.
分かっています。ですが、今しかないんです。ことが全て終わる前に、みんなに謝りたいんです。そうじゃないと、一生後悔しそうで。
But...
ケイスケ君だっておっしゃってたではないですか。怪盗ウラがついているんだから、ネズミ一匹捕まえるなんてわけないって。天下の怪盗ウラさんなら、たとえお荷物を抱えていても華麗に飛び回れると思うのですが。
I guess ordinary methods wouldn't work with Senpai. I couldn't back down if she brought up Buddha's name there, could I? She was unexpectedly hard-headed and selfish. That at anything I could say would get her to give in. To be honest, got it, I'm a man too. I'll put my life on the line to protect you. That I held my hand out to her. Yes, I think this is what I wanted to do from the outset. Her and only her. I want to protect Senpai with my own 2 hands, which is why I'd come this far. Shall we go then? Please make sure not to leave my side.
はい、よろしくお願いしますね、怪盗さん。
Took her hand and turned back to the window once more. Time to take the treasure and make my escape. For once in a blue moon, to set my fed thieves' blood boiling. We later found ourselves at the foot of the hill around sunset. Once I snuck out of the pine dorms and pulled off a little of my handiwork, we had walked to the hill with Senpai's hand in mine. I had walked to the hill with Senpai's hand in mine. I'd chosen a deserted path so that Sensei wouldn't spot us, but I was sure we would be butting heads soon. Regardless, I wanted to buy Senpai at least enough time to apologize to everyone. Sorry for asking you to come out here and for being late. And we headed towards the great caverns of Miyajima and reached the summit of the hill. Aoi, Akari, and the other committee members were all present. From what I could see, the ninjas and sensei weren't around. I successfully bought us time.
そっちはもういいの？
Yeah, thanks to you.
そう。ならまずはこれを見て。あなたに呼び出される前に、私宛てにこのカードが送られてきたの。
With that said, Akari handed me a single card. Buddha's emblem was emblazoned on it. As for its contents, the treasure the Feikura is searching for. The door to Shangri-La is past here, correct?
知ってたの？
Yeah, I heard from Senpai.
先輩に？
All eyes fell on Senpai. She took it all in, took a step forward, and bowed her head.
ごめんなさい。どうして先輩が頭を下げるんですか？
Like, I like to imagine that they're all focused on Senpai, on Otome now. And she apologized for all that. And after they're done, well, let's start. Let's get this started, shall we? Yeah, sure, Keisuke. And he's just like already changed, but just hasn't turned on the voice mod yet. Got a problem? Let's go protect that door before the fake Ura gets in there. Ignore what you've seen, by the way. Don't worry about it.
実は偽浦さんの狙いがこの先にある桃源郷の扉だったことは最初から分かっていたんです。ですが鍵の情報も扉の情報も決して口外せぬよう言い含められていまして。そうだったんですか。本当にごめんなさい。どんなに謝っても許されないとは分かっています。ですがどうしても一言謝りたくて、圭介君に頼んでこうして皆さんをお呼びしたんです。先輩、いいんですよ、謝らないでください。家のしきたりが厳しいのはどの家も同じですから。彼女、私の方こそ謝らせてください。このような事態になったのは私の責任でもあります。不審な動きをしている忍者さんがいることに気づいておきながら証拠を得るまで動けずにいました。身内に裏切り者がいるなんて最後まで信じられなくて。先輩、一つ聞きますけど、例のペンダントは桃源郷の鍵なんですか？いいえ、違います。あれは本当にただのアクセサリーです。ですけどお母様から贈られた大事なものなんですよね。はい。だったら何も問題ありません。私たちは変わらずするべきことをするだけです。そうですね。先輩の大事なペンダントを皆さんで取り返しましょう。
及ばずながら僕も協力するよ。そのためにここに来たんだからね。
はいはい、私もね、クーちゃん。私は別に。
Again, you should have invited Kuria here.
乙女さんが家に連れて行かれたって聞いて一番慌ててたくせに。うるさい、余計なこと言うな。どうしてみんな笑っているのですか？私を怒らないのですか？どうしても何も。ねえ。はい、先ほども申しましたが、情報を隠していたのは仕方のないことだと思います。御三家の戒律は厳しい。私も鈴鹿様に睨まれたらきっと何も言えなかったと思いますから。でも先輩はこうして事情を話してくれた。家じゃなくて私たちを選んでくれた。それだけで十分先輩の気持ちは伝わってますよ。かなちゃん、あかりちゃん。
Didn't I tell you not to look down on us? Something so insignificant wouldn't sever our bonds. Besides, we have worked hard all this time not to make you sad or scared, but make you smile.
私の笑顔のため。
Yeah, it's the same for Akira-kan and even Kureha. Everything they've done was to help a friend in need, and there was no deeper reason for it. Well, there was a deeper reason for Kureha, the traitor's bitch, but we don't talk about that. I'm being very rude to Kureha, despite me actually quite liking her in her own route. Catching the fake Kureha is just cause, but our number one goal is to make sure you smile. That's why all of us are here.
先輩相手に友達とか生意気なこと言ってるかもしれませんけどね。友達。先輩、もしかして気分を悪くなされましたか？
やはりここは学園の女神のために集った戦士と名乗った方が良かったのではないか？
おいこら、性のアクセントが卑猥だぞ、この変態アナログマン。
Senpai?
皆さんと一緒にいると本当に楽しいことばかりです。楽しすぎて私
Senpai gave her a soft hug around the shoulders as tears well up in her eyes. That wasn't right. I wanted to see her smile, so here's Senpai. Please lift your head. Is there something you should tell everyone?
ケンスケ君、はい、そうですね。
Senpai nodded and turned to everyone while she wiped away her tears. And then
ありがとうございます。皆さん、いいえ、みんな、本当にありがとう。
though her eyes were childishly beet red, her smile was soft. Oh, sure, that was her unadulterated smile for her friends. Once we saw that, all of our faces naturally broke into beaming smiles of our own. Later we met up with the ninjas and kept watch over the entrance to the caverns. Several of the tunnels that served as the entrance to the caverns were opened up, but they were able to cover them all thanks to the ninjas. We considered going in and protecting the caverns directly from the interior, but nobody dared to go in. Part of that was because the entry to the caverns was forbidden from the top.
私も三賢人さんから洞窟に入るなと指示を受けています。もしも敵が中にいても待っていればいずれ外に出てくるからと。私もお母さんから同じようなことを言われたわ。扉の話は一切されずにね。もしかしたら三賢人のところで情報が止まってるのかもしれないわ。
Reminds me, since I did mention something about reporting the situation to the top. Everything was suggesting that information regarding the door was treated as taboo, not just by the Sayonjis, but all three great families. We were the only ones who knew the fake Ura was after the door to Shangri-La, and we hadn't heard it directly from Senpai, and we'd heard it directly from Senpai. Incidentally, Sensei hadn't shown his face yet. I'd assumed he had learned that Senpai was in her dorm room, but he hadn't even gotten into contact. Senpai was saying she wanted to catch the fake Ura together, so it was easy enough for us to mobilize with the person and location we had to watch over, both close by. Whether Sensei would allow it or not had been an issue, but I couldn't personally say anything considering no word had come from him. A few hours later, we continued watching over the cavern entrance in shifts. At present, it was my and the ninja's turn to keep watch. Everyone else was resting in a camper parked midway up the mountainside. Bad idea. It was no problem for the day, but if this turned into a drawn-out battle, we would have to keep watch night and day. Likely have to take absences from school too. However, what Senpai wanted was an ordinary school life where she could smile with everyone. If at all possible, we could I hope we could put a swift end to this whole situation rather than having it linger on forever. Kudai was currently in a camper together with Senpai.
Oni-chan, ちょっといい?
What's up? Need to take a leak?
違うよ。真面目な話だよ。
Oh, I looked around, and after taking a quick look around to ensure no one was nearby, I whispered in my ear.
ねえ、裏のカードってお兄ちゃんが出したものなんだよね。
Yeah, the three great families have been suppressing information, so I was thinking of at least telling Akari and the others the
と
truth.
いうことは、お兄ちゃんは乙女さんから事前に話を聞かされてたんだね。よく教えてくれたね。
Well, a lot happened.
やっぱり。
Thought what?
乙女さんが急に秘密を明かすなんておかしいと思ったよ。お兄ちゃん乙女さんの下の口も開いたんでしょ。
Where did the dirty joke come from? There was no way was this crude. Idiot, that's not it, actually.
乙女さん、私たちの。ごめん。でも、これで驚くなって言う方がおかしいよ。しかもおじいちゃんまで来るだったなんて。
Yeah, that was surprising. Either way, let's focus on capturing the fake Ura for the time being. Then we can interrogate Grandpa and the rest after.
そうだね。あれ、あそこにいるのって
Just now we heard the soft crunch of grass underfoot. Aoi and I looked over in the direction of the sound and... Senpai. Over past the trees, Senpai flitted a glance my way before disappearing further in. What was she doing, especially without her god around to protect her? Based on her disposition, it didn't seem like she was going to the bathroom or anything either.
行っちゃった。
Oh, sorry, but...
みんなにこのこと伝えてくる。お兄ちゃんは先輩を追いかけて。
Sorry, I'm counting on you too. I followed after Senpai and eventually found myself in a clearing. Upon closer inspection, I found Senpai seated on a huge stump, gazing up at the moon with a blank look on her face. Senpai?
ケイスケ君、お待ちしていましたよ。こちらに来て、一緒にお話ししませんか?
That's not Otome. Dog, what do you think you're doing out here, especially unsupervised?
分かっているくせに。
With that comment, Senpai began to take off the outer layer of her uniform. Hey, what are you doing?
何?
Girls shouldn't tell jokes like
た
that.
まにはいいではないですか。今日はなんだかエッチな気分なんです。
Huh?
ほ
Senpai?
ら、いいんですよ。いつもしているように甘えても。
Yep, not Senpai. It's not Otome.
私たち以外誰もいませんから。
Senpai giggled and beckoned me over seductively. This was unusual. She was wearing perfume. It was a fragrance, sweet like nectar, hanging in the air about her. But it was a wonderful smell. A single whiff of the scent caused my mind to go blank.
ケイスケ君。
She hugged me gently petted my head. Sweet aroma which wafted up from her chest made my heart pound. Senpai,
いいんですよ。分かっていますから。
I was rendered completely helpless in her tender embrace. Knowing she had accepted me was all it took to make me happy. Being gently engulfed in her arms was enough to bring me bliss. I felt like my brain might melt. Senpai's chest felt so nice. Senpai. I couldn't stand it. It nuzzled my cheeks against her delightful smelling chest. I wanted to smell, touch, and rub him even more. Senpai's boobs.
いや、お胸をそんな風に揉んだら。
I still don't trust it as far as I can throw it. Well, something about this felt out of place. Her boobs were bizarrely hard. Looks like I was holding rubber balls with no air inside. This is wrong. Senpai's boobs are nothing like this. Her tits are soft and supple like fruits. Must mean you're an imposter.
まさか胸で正気に戻るとは。これだから変態は嫌いなんだ。
Who are you? Could it be?
ああ、その通り。怪盗ウラ、ここに見参。
Who the hell are you calling Phantom Thief? What are you, fake-titted thief?
途中まで騙されてた男が偉そうに言うな。このおっぱい星人。
I'm proud that I've noticed far faster. Mainly because she's like, yes, you can act mushy with me as usual. Otome wouldn't say that. Otome is still in denial. What was that? Oh, dang. The body wouldn't move.
ようやくこうが効いてきたか。胸を触られるまで意識を保っているとは思わなかったが、ようやくこれで。
The fake Ula's commentary cut off mid-sentence, and in a moment's time I began falling into darkness. This darkness was almost like being in the ocean. My body rocked and swayed.
Keisuke-kun.
Hmm?
よかった。目が覚めたんだね。
So now we have proof. She didn't call him Keikun when they were kids. It may still come to change into that, though. I woke to someone shaking my shoulders and found an unfamiliar girl in front of me. I knew her. It was the older girl I had met just earlier.
ごめんね、急に起こして。 外で何かあったみたいだよ。
I see. Must have fallen asleep while I was waiting for Grandpa.
すごく疲れてたみたいだから無理ないよ。
Nah. Not like this. I vowed to protect you until Grandpa showed up.
圭介君。
That was when she took my hand and held it to her own cheek.
ありがとう、圭介君。君のおかげで私寂しくないよ。
Mansion. Her hands, which she held against mine, were larger than my own. Large, soft, and very warm. Boy, I was seriously a lost cause. Wouldn't my body grow from me sometime soon? Once that happened, I could protect One-chan without relying on Grandpa.
おお、さすがはわしの孫だな。やもや、こんな穴蔵で女子と乳くり合っておるとは。
That's...
いや、待たせたな。
Grandpa!
元気にしておったか、圭介。
Grandpa appeared before us, looked at my face, and
こ
said,
のバカタレが！
Ouch! He slapped his fist into my head without any warning. That hurts! What are you doing?
これはこっちのセリフだ。一人で勝手に突っ走りおって、おかげで余計な手間が増えたではないか。お前はわしの後ろで様子を見ておればよいと言っただろ。約束を守れぬようなら三代目の話はなしだな。
No way!
帰ったらみっちりしごいてやるから覚悟しろ。
I actually work pretty hard, you know.
お前は
お久しぶりです。
そうかそうか。なるほど。宝とはそういうことだったのか。道理で御三家の連中が土蜘蛛に手を焼いておるわけだ。確かにこいつは厄介だの。
やはり外では。
なあ、戦いは熾烈を極めておる。吉備津宮の大将が奮戦しておるが、いつまで持つことやら。わしに謝ってどうする。反省しておる暇があるなら動け。急いでここを脱出するぞ。早速おいでなすったか。圭介、その子はお前に預ける。外に出るまで絶対手を離すなよ。
Yeah, I got it! I nodded and firmly gripped on One-chan's hand. Down to take the treasure and make my escape. Just had my apprentice Phantom Thief's blood boiling.
圭介君。圭介君。
I woke to someone shaking my shoulders and found an unfamiliar girl in front of me.
よかった。目が覚めたんですね。
Oh yeah, senpai? Seemingly relieved smile crossed her face and she wiped my cheeks with a handkerchief. While she beside me, actually well early. Now these dirt walls. I'd seen them somewhere before. Ugh, it hurts.
大丈夫ですか？
Yeah, I think so. Piercing pain, the sort you'd get when you caught a cold, surged through my head. Couldn't move my body as well as I liked, and I found it difficult to gather my thoughts. Probably due to the perfume I had inhaled prior to fainting. I couldn't move because my limbs were bound with rope.
目が覚めたか？
Eh? Ah! Before I could react, my face was suddenly thrust into dirt beneath me. Then, the one who had kicked me, the Fakura, put a bullshooting against the nape of my neck.
目が覚めたところ悪いが、もうしばらくおとなしくしててもらおうか。やめてください。圭介君に乱暴しないで。私だって手荒な真似はしたくない。扉の開け方さえ教えてくれれば、この男は解放しよう。それは。
Pretty simple to follow setup. Your scheme is to take me hostage and extract how to open the door from Senpai. Damn, it should caught Senpai pretty easily. What in the world were those damned guards doing? Actually, I guess I wasn't one to talk. I'm sorry, I talked a big game but wasn't able to protect you.
いいえ、私の方こそ不注意でした。 あの状況で一人きりになるなんて。
What do you mean?
お前たちは二人揃って間抜けだという話だ。西園寺乙女は浦部圭介から大事な話があると手紙で伝えたら簡単に一人きりになった。浦部圭介の方は私が西園寺乙女に変装して迫ったらほいほい尻尾を振ってきたぞ。
Huh? Senpai, is what you just said true?
圭介君こそ本当なんですか？私が迫ったら。
I mean, yeah, I'm a man, you know. If someone as beautiful as you made a move on me.
圭介君嬉しい。
Huh?
なんでもありません。
With that, she blushed and averted her eyes. I was pretty sure she just said she was happy, right? Right back at you then. You went off on your own because you thought I had something important to say.
仕方ないじゃないですか。大事なお話というから。私はてっきり愛の告白かと思って一人で舞い上がってしまって。
Really?
はい、そうなんです。
Oh? What was it, this turn of events? I was given that I'd be deceived by Senpai's fake, but you was deceived by a fake letter from me. What's more, both of our hearts have been pounding from anticipation. We were both so excited that we lost sight of everything around us. Senpai? Senpai, for a while now, I've actually felt.
圭介君。おい、私を無視して勝手に盛り上がるな。
Ah! Fake would have kicked me away and then stomped on me and grinded her shoes into my back. Then she retrieved the slender needle from her pocket.
どうだ、動けまい。お前は無駄に免疫力が高いみたいだからな。特別な薬を打たせてもらった。私の持つ特効薬がないと豚のような悲鳴を上げて苦しみながら死ぬことになるぞ。
Shit. I really fucked up this time. I couldn't believe she had injected me with a drug in my sleep. It was true that my body wouldn't move the way I wanted. And I should have higher immunity than ordinary people due to my Oni blood. But it wasn't being fully effective. Something is hard. However, I'm gonna give it up now. I vowed to protect Senpai!
まだ動けるのか。
Obviously, who the hell do you think I am? I'm...
そうはさせないポコ。
Ow! Kettle fell from the ceiling the second I tried to stand. After landing a body slam on the back of my head, the kettle squashed my back under its full body weight.
ご主人様の邪魔はさせないポン。よくやった。後で綺麗に磨いてやろう。わーいだポコ。
What the heck is this bizarre kettle?
ってことは失礼なやつだポン。僕の名前は万能型回収ロボットチャガーマー。今後ともよろしくだポン。
Tea kettle? I was ready to settle this right here and now, but a funny face it made caused all the tension to rain from my body. I really hadn't settled on anything. That reminded me, I had witnessed the kettle flying through the sky when Senpai's pen was stolen. This had been that thing's true identity? This had been that thing's true identity?
チャガーマー。あなたも秘宝の一つですね。その通り。偶然文福茶釜で見つけてな。
This kettle seems pretty well tamed.
ああ、普段は部屋で湯沸かし器として使っている。うちはボロ屋だからな。古い茶釜があっても誰も不審がらない。
Let's see, you only live in a rundown place?
ああ、そうだ。悪いか、貧乏で悪いか。
Sorry, looks like I struck a nerve. What the hell was even with this conversation? This reminded me of a lot of someone had spoken to.
まあいい。桃源郷の扉さえ開けば貧乏生活ともおさらばだ。さあ、いいえ。扉はどうやったら開く？あのペンダントは本当に鍵じゃないのか？一度扉の元へ行ってみたが、変な装置があるだけで、ペンダントを掲げてもうんともすんとも言わない。天の巻には確かに西園寺の女が持つサンゴのペンダントが桃源郷の鍵だと書かれているのに。なるほど。やはり土雲も全てを把握していたわけではないのですね。何の話だ？こちらの話です。うん。その口ぶりだとやはりお前は何かを知ってるようだな。素直に全て喋るならこの場でお前たちを解放してやってもいい。だが断るというなら。
Don't do it, senpai. There's no need to tell her. I'll be
黙
fine.
れ。自分の立場が分かってないようだな。
On that note, Feikura thrust the point of her bullshooting at my neck. A stinging sharp pain raced through my throat, and a crimson droplet ran along the length of her bullshooting. And is shaking. You're not used to this, are you?
うるさい。やるったら本当にやるぞ。扉の奥にある宝を手に入れれば借金も返せる。父さんも帰ってくるんだ。私は本気なんだ。わかりました。わかりましたから落ち着いて。それ以上圭介君を傷つけないでください。
But
いいんです。ここは私に任せてください。今度は私が圭介君を助ける番です。
senpai.
偽浦さん、あなたの持つ古文書には扉の先に秘宝の山が眠っているとでも書かれているのでしょう。その通りだ。でしたらそれは間違いです。扉の先には何もありませんよ。デタラメを言うな。ではもしも扉を開きその奥に何もなければどうします？秘宝を諦めて島から出て行ってくれますか？何もなければここにいる必要はない。お前たちを解放して今すぐ島を出よう。わかりました。ではお見せします。見せるって。
Senpai smiled somewhat lonesomely before Feikura, whose face had gone blank when given this unexpected
ですか
offer.
ら扉の先にあるものですよ。
As it would turn out, we were being held in a hideout Tsuchigumo used in a battle 10 years ago. We left that hideout and pushed through the forests for several minutes. We eventually reached the front of a tunnel, which was located a fair distance away from the camper where Akane and the rest were standing by.
お勤めご苦労様です。
乙女様？どうしてこのような場所に？
それが悪く思うなよ。
お前は！おのれ。
Feikura nailed the ninja from behind with an aesthetic needle while Senpai had him distracted. Upon seeing that, Senpai sat the ninja in the shade of the tree and bowed deeply to him.
ごめんなさい。後で助けを呼びますから。よくやった。中へ進むぞ。
She had tea kettle stand guard outside. As we descended further into the caverns, we eventually came to a massive passageway. There were countless branching paths along the corridor, which only became more complex the deeper in we went. It was the very definition of a labyrinth. However, the Feikura made her way through that maze without hesitation. Guess she hadn't been lying when she said she had found the door. I'm sorry, Senpai, I'm useless and had a incredible time too.
いいんですよ。無理をなさらないでください。扉に向かえばすべて終わりますから。そう。すべて。
Senpai cast a sad smile my way as she supported my still staggering body. What in the world lay beyond the door? The all-knowing tone in Senpai's voice was bugging me. I had no idea what the Feikura had administered to me, but my body was slowly recovering as time passed. A little longer. If we could buy a little more time, we could escape this somehow.
無駄口を叩くな。そろそろ着くぞ。
Is the door to Shangri-La just a fucking Stargate? Because it sure looks like it. This is... I forgot to read that one. At long last, we had arrived in front of a gigantic mirror. It was a circular mirror with a darkened surface. It was connected to an iron, seemingly mechanical base, with several thick cords resembling serpents extending from the rock surface at its circumference. I don't see any of what you've just described. There's no, like, blackened surface mirror thing. There are no cables. Is this the door to Shangri-La? Despite its name, it sure didn't seem to have any obvious knobs or handles to turn.
扉の前まで連れてきてやったぞ。さあ、早速開けてもらおうか。どうした？今さらおじけづいたのか？扉を開けると言い出したのはお前だろ。それとも。 浦部圭介を見殺しにする気か。こいつが欲しいんだろう。
With that remark, Feikuda showed Senpai a tiny bottle containing a thick green liquid. If only I
おっ
had that.
と動くな。お前たちは互いが人質だということを忘れるな。秘密を聞き出す方法ならいくらでもあるんだぞ。それこそ手段を選ばなければな。悔しいか？悔しいだろうな。私だってこんな真似はしたくない。だがもう後戻りはできないんだ。お前たちを裏切った今となっては。
Betrayed us? What do you mean?
少し喋りすぎたな。
Feikuda replied after shaking her head and pointing her bullshitting at the back of my neck.
さあ、早く扉を開けろ。異変に気づいた連中が追ってこないとも限らない。もたもたしている時間はないんだ。わかりました。では、ペンダントをお返しください。物分かりが良くて助かる。
Senpai took the pendant back from the Feikuda and hung it at her chest. Then, after holding her pendant in her hands, she turned away from the Feikuda.
扉を開ける前に、圭介君とお話をしてもよろしいですか？少しだけだぞ。ありがとうございます。圭
Senpai?
介君、初恋は叶うものじゃない。叶えるものでしたよね。
Huh?
この先何があっても私の気持ちは変わりません。
Senpai, what do you say? You sound like this was our final goodbye.
もういいだろ。さっさと扉を開けろ。わかりました。
Wait a second! You can't open it! I shouted on instinct. The door mustn't be opened. If she were to
コン
open
タク
it.
ト。ゲート起動。
When she touched the mirror and uttered those brief words, the area suddenly filled with light and the darkened mirror's surface dyed the colors of the rainbow. Again, those are not rainbow colors. That is blue. The rainbow-colored mirror incessantly undulated, its surface wavering to and fro like a heat haze. Beyond it could be seen passageway. Corridor straight out of the near future, enveloped in azure, was reflected in the mirror. Was that the path that led to Shangri-La, or perhaps the path was Shangri-La itself?
やはりそのペンダントが鍵だったのか。いいえ、これはただのアクセサリーです。本当の鍵は
音声入力を確認。続いて生体認証を開始します。
Just as Senpai was about to tell us something, the mechanical voice played from the mirror. Then laser beams fired from the surrounding walls and radiated upon every inch of Senpai's body.
DNA 照合完了。オートムの接続と確認。続いて認証を行います。
The lasers that struck Senpai had landed upon me next, then the beaming completed with an all clear. Next, the lasers were fired upon the Feikuda.
イレギュラー発生。イレギュラー発生。緊急防衛システム玉手箱を起動します。
なんだ、一体何が起きている？
The authentication appeared to be going favorably, but some anomaly appeared to have happened at this late stage. White smoke erupted from the surrounding walls and was accompanied by a shrill siren. Wasn't entirely sure what was going on, but this was our chance. Go away already! I rammed into the Feikuda, snatched the antidote from her palm. Alright, my body seemed to be returning to normal. Thanks. I had time to take Senpai and run away. Senpai, over here!
大丈夫ですか、圭介君。
Yes, but what in the world is going on?
扉の防衛システムが作動したんです。これでもう扉が開くことはありません。今のうちに逃げましょう。
Yes, got it. Who would wait just because you tell them to? Took Senpai's hand and ran away from the open space filled with white smoke. Feikuda hurled needles of various sizes and followed after us, but unfortunately for her, visibility was poor. All of her attacks missed the mark and recoiled off the rock surfaces.
くそ、こんなところで終わってたまるか。私は父さんをこの手で助けるんだ。
Huh? What did you just say?
大変です。西浦さんも早く逃げてください。 じきに海水が溢れ出します。
Damn it, seawater's already coming in! When I gripped Senpai's hand and made a break for it, seawater began to draw near from behind, almost like it was chasing us. Damn it, there wasn't a second to spare. We had to get the hell out of here. Hang on, Senpai, we're going to bolt that way out! A violent flow of water caused the ground to rumble and was swallowing the passageways. Considering the overall darkness of the passage, it instilled an instinctual sense of dread, almost like we were being chased by a monster. But there was no time to be scared right now. Senpai was right beside me. I had to make up for how disappointing of a performance I'd put up until now and protect her for real this time.
待て！よくもはめてくれたな。
Ah, you're so persistent!
扉を開くという約束は果たしましたよ。私たちはこれで自由のはずです。減らず口は。
Hey, this isn't the time to chat! If you want to do this, then do it
う
outside!
るさい。このまま終わってたまるか。せめてペンダントだけでも置いていけ。
The Fagura tossed the bow shooting and grazed Senpai's chest, thus catching the tip of the blade against the pendant. The bow shooting pierced to the wall with the pendant entwined there in the darkness, but now the ownerless pendant emitted a dim glow.
もらった。
No way in hell! The Fagura and I both reached for the pendant, rushing to be the first. She had superior agility, but was able to narrowly reach it thanks to our height difference. I did it, Senpai! I got the pendant! Huh? The count was instantly drowned out. All sound faded to the distance of a body twisted in different directions. My vision, the world spun and tumbled over and over. There in the swirling black sea, I felt a strange sensation, as if I was watching my body being battered like a beaten-up dust cloth from some other place. In that ambiguous world that I could not discern as either dream or reality, I most definitely saw it. A girl whose body bound freely like a mermaid reached her hand out to me. She's in a swim club, you know. The day after we saved One-chan, we went to the harbor with Grandpa and Aoi to play. Grandpa wanted to return home immediately, but One-chan whined to a troubling degree, and...
あとは任せた。日が落ちる頃に迎えに行く。
The older boy in sunglasses said that before leaving One-chan with us. I was young and didn't understand what was going on between the adults, but I didn't have any real complaints as long as we got to play together.
見て見て、カモメさんですよ、カモメさん。
One-chan shouted when she saw the seagulls resting by the shore. She had been acting this way since earlier. Her voice grew lively and her expression sparkled brightly with each and every step she took.
かわいいですね。お持ち帰りしたいです。
Seagulls that rare?
図鑑では見たことあるけど、こうして自分の目で見るのは初めてだから。
That's weird.
やっぱりおかしい。
Yeah, it is. It's funny though.
面白い。
Yeah, I've been all wow and chaos since earlier. It's like I'm watching Oli.
お兄ちゃん、私はここだよ。
I know you are. I didn't mean it like that.
あれ、3人ともこっちに来てソフトクリームでも食え。冷たくてうまいぞ。
Even 10 years old, even 10 years ago, this man was old as shit. Jesus. Yay! Grandpa bought some roasted soy, strawberry, and vanilla flavored ice cream from a nearby stall and gave them to us. After some pondering, I went with the roasted soy, while One-chan took the vanilla and I picked the strawberry. In the era to come, a certain man would go with the tart roasted soy instead.
何これ、甘いです。こんなの生まれて初めて食べました。とっても美味しいですね。
Shouting again, what a weirdo.
ごめんね。でも何もかも初めてですっごい楽しくて、多分これもケイ君が一緒にいてくれるおかげ
There's
だ
the
ね。
K-kun. K-kun.
そう呼んだらダメかな。
Nah, it's okay, kind of embarrassing, but it's okay as long as it's you, One-chan.
ありがとう、ケイ君。
One-chan, you've got ice cream on your face.
どこどこ？どうって？
Look right here. I wiped the ice cream on her cheek off with my finger and licked the excess with my tongue. Now she was all clean. No, that doesn't look like you wiped it with your finger and then licked it. You very much just licked her cheek. Yeah, sweet, but it's good too. What's the matter on it, Chan? Need the bathroom?
違うよ、そんなんじゃないよ。
乙女、お前年下相手に何赤くなっておるのだ。
違うもん、赤くなってないもん。乙女ちゃん、ほっぺた赤い。いちごみたい。もう、みんなして意地悪言って。
With ice cream in each of our hands, we looked toward up between one another and smiled. We laughed, and spent a fun time together. However, the time to say goodbye to Onechan was slowly approaching.
そろそろ時間だ。
The last place I found myself with Onechan was a tiny island floating beside the shore of the beach. Supposedly convenience, the spot there only formed at mid-twilight. There were a few witnesses there. I didn't really get it, but I wanted to say goodbye to Onechan. That was one thing clear to me. Onechan?
ケイ君には本当にお世話になったね。何かお礼をしたいんだけど。
Thank me? We're gonna do it next time we see each other.
また今度？
Yeah, I'll always be waiting for you. So let's play together again. You can thank me then.
ケイ君。ありがとう。
Onechan held out a heart-shaped wooden board. He had brought it from one of the beach vendors a short
それ
time
なら
ago.
約束の証として二人で絵馬を描こうよ。
Prayer plaque in this plank.
この絵馬に願い事を書いて木にかけると、その願い事が叶うんだって。
Really?
多分。
Are you sure about
で
that?
も看板にはそう書いてあったもん。だから叶うんだもん。
Well, if you say so, then I'll trust you. What you really write?
それじゃあ今度会ったら一緒に遊びましょうって。
Okay, sounds good.
これくらいならお母様も許してくださいますよね。
なことは知らん。だが面倒だから黙っておいてやる。
ありがとうございます。
After writing our wish, Onechan and I each wrote our respective names on the prayer plaque and hung it from the tree. There were tons of other plaques hanging on the tree, and one of them said, "I want to find happiness." Hope everyone's happy. Everyone can smile all the time.
そうだね。
Hey, come on, you should smile too. Keep making sad faces like that, it'll make me sad too. You're super cute when you smile. I bet you're always smiling. I bet if you're always smiling, you'll be able to make everyone around you happy too.
ケイ君。
Onechan's body slowly began to disappear as she hazed back at me. Nah, that wasn't entirely accurate. There was a thick, pure white fog engulfing her tiny frame.
ありがとう、ケイ君。いつかまた会おうね。その時はいっぱいいっぱい遊ぼうね。約束だよ。
With that parting remark, she began to disappear within the white mist. I tried to reach out to her retreating figure. Now, I have seen one CG in Otome-Route, and I'm starting to feel like this is gonna be it. So I'm being very careful. Very careful. The first thing I sensed was the aroma of salt water skimming my nostrils. As came the gentle melody of the waves lapping against my earlobes. The world was still encased in darkness. Regardless, I could hear my own heartbeat and felt the tepid breeze brushing my skin. I was alive. Yes, I was alive. But what was this? Something soft and warm was touching my lips. Also, I could hear a tremendously loud heartbeat. It was like two hearts had laid atop each other. My eyelids slowly opened. I found the face of a girl with pearl-colored skin before my eyes. Her tiny mouth was opened, her lips against mine. What? She was kissing me? second I realized that Senpai was kissing me, I sensed the uncomfortable feeling in my throat and hacked violently. When Senpai saw that... Senpai? Tears pooled in her eyes and she hugged me close.
よかった。本当によかった。もう目を覚まさないんじゃないかと思って。
Senpai. Her warmth radiated throughout my chilled body when she pulled me into her tight embrace. I wanted to reassure her and softly brushed her hair. Senpai hair was damp. Just that, her uniform was wet. See, you saved me, didn't you?
はい。何が起きたか覚えていますか?
Yeah, I tried to get your pendant. I lifted my face and searched for the pendant. When I did, unbelievably, I found the coral pendant in my hand. I must have kept a solid grip on it the entire time I was unconscious. See, I got your pendant back, just like I promised. You're gonna be a little helpful, huh?
バカ。ケイスケ君のバカバカバカ。そんなもののために命を張るだなんて。ケイスケ君はバカです。
Silly, isn't this pendant the keepsake of your mother?
そんなことはどうでもいいんです。ケイスケ君がいなくなっちゃったら、私は。
Senpai. As warm tears cascaded down her cheeks and onto her shirt. This was the first time I'd ever seen her cry. I'm sorry.
ケイスケ君。
Kept her cheeks in my hand and wiped away her tears from her damp cheek with my thumb, then flashed her the biggest smile I could manage. Wanted you to smile. That's why I was so desperate to get your cat pendant back. Well, you shouldn't have, huh? I don't want to upset you.
ケイスケ君。いいえ。私の方こそごめんなさい。ケイスケ君は私のために頑張ってくれたのに、それを責めるようなことを言って。でも、やっぱり私はペンダントを失うよりケイスケ君を失う方が怖いです。
So are you saying?
とにかく起きてください。ひとまず暖を取りましょう。
With that, her cheeks blushed a bright red, and she looked away in a flurry. That womanly gesture was terribly adorable. Hence, I got up and scanned my surroundings. Very nice. Once I got up and scanned my surroundings, not hence. Once I got up and scanned my surroundings, I realized that we were on Lover's Hill on the opposite shore. It appeared we had washed ashore to a tiny isolated island a short distance away from Miyajima. Once low tide came in, the coral path between the beach and the solitary island would rise to the surface, and we could walk to the other side. Our cell phones were broken anyway. Waiting until morning and walking home was probably preferable to swimming in the sea at night. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a bit close, I would say. Nothing to censor technically, but yeesh. Still gonna censor it myself. Yeah, it does. Don't zoom in, motherfucker! I just censored it. Both of us were soaked head to toe. Dry out our clothes and bodies, we gathered dried up sticks, discarded magazines and the like, and lit them up with lighters we picked up off the beach. Solitary Island was a tourist spot and goodbye with tales of the prayer plaque making wishes come true. Couples visited this place often. Lack of visitors meant this would be a great spot to fool around.
どうかしましたか?
Nothing at all. Sat upright and turned away on reflex when a half-naked senpai came into view. I'm going to slap you, save for a min-colored panties. Senpai was completely naked. I'm going to slap you! Her arms and knees were keeping her ample breasts covered, but that offered no more than some minor peace of mind. The slightest shift of her body would cause those mischievous tits to slip free. Gulp. Please do not stare so much, it's embarrassing, she says. I'm sorry! Senpai noticed I was staring, her cheeks burned an even brighter, darker shade of red. I should probably like swap the placements on this. So the bottom one is the bottom censorship and the top one is the top censorship. When Senpai noticed I was staring, her cheeks burned an even darker shade of red under the firelight. She looks positively radiant right now. But if I were to witness any more of her in this adorable erotic state, I wonder if your uniform is dry. Stood up in an attempt to downplay my raging emotions and checked on her clothes and on one of the nearby trees. Her bra was drying along with it, but I went out of my way to keep it out of my sight as much as possible. I stood up in an effort to distract myself, but it was pointless if something else got me hard. Damn it, catching sight of her wet uniform reminded me of our kiss earlier. Nah, that was CPR, not a kiss. Yeah, not a kiss at all. Still, it was simply change of phrasing. To change the fact that our lips had touched in some form or fashion. Oh, this tree is... There were tons of prayer plaques of various shapes and sizes hanging from the tree where her uniform was drying, and I recognized some of them right in my dream. I hung a prayer plaque with our wish written on it, together with that girl. All of a sudden, the image of the girl I saw from my dream coincided with Senpai's form. It was true that Senpai occasionally called me Keiko. Senpai? For I knew it, Senpai slid up close beside me. Here I thought I'd had casually changed places, but now she was even closer than before. She was close enough that our shoulders were nearly touching, and when she gazed into my eyes... why are you getting closer? Come on, I clicked the damn thing. I won't say that, but... Senpai smiled, laid her head directly onto my shoulder and shut her eyes as if she might doze off. Senpai, I wondered just how serious she was. She had gotten shy and avoided the subject only moments before, but it was hard to believe she would approach me like this. So it was hard to believe she would approach me like this now. When her soft bare skin touched mine, she was all I could think about. Yes? That's not good. I was so self-conscious around her that I couldn't look her in the eye. Then again, I'd been nothing more than a huge pervert of her to look squarely at her tits, but maybe it was rude not to. Please don't tease me. Stop that. She saw how out of sorts I had gotten and offered me her usual gentle smile. I could see her confidence in my senior with it. However, it was also like her to get shy and flustered when someone did something embarrassing to her too. I wondered which was the real her. Did she really see me as a junior, or was there more to it than that? I wanted to make things clear once and for all. Why do you always treat me like a kid? I'm sure you've realized it already, right? But I'm thinking about you. Please stop treating me like a child and look at me as a man, Senpai. Why, I'm serious. Whenever I close my eyes, always your face that pops into my mind. I love your smile, I want to protect it from the bottom of my heart.
メです。今それ以上言われたら後戻りできなくなってしまいます。私は
You still care for your first love? I know that you still love that person, that you started taking provocative steps to make that first love come true. But I can't keep these feelings inside. I don't want to lie to myself. Even if it means you will reject me, senpai.
違います。そうじゃないんです。
Huh?
違うというわけではないのですが、これには複雑な事情がありまして。
Okay, hold on. I just noticed. Damn, she got them big ol' hands. Look at that fucking big meaty claws there. Jesus. Also, either her thumb is very weirdly placed, or she has 6 fingers. It was then that her eyes started to a tree with a prayer plaque hung from it. Could it be? Did she have a prayer plaque with that person on this tree?
はい。そのエマの願い事がある限り、私は誰ともお付き合いできません。
Plaque, senpai. Nah, senpai and a wish, huh? Excuse me a second. Let senpai know in advance and closed in on a tree with the plaque. The conversation from that dream happened a decade ago, so I was sure it would be hung from a branch in the on the back.
ケイスケ君、何を
I actually had a dream while I was unconscious. It was about a conversation I forgot I had when I was younger.
子供の頃のお話
Yeah, remember the conversation we had before about our first loves? Here's the rest of my story. The girl and I wrote on a prayer plaque and put it right here. We told each other that even though we would be separated, we would play together again.
それって
My memory of what happened next is fuzzy, but I know we made that plaque together. I'm pretty sure it's right around here.
そのエマってこれのことですか
Huh? When I turned around, and Senpai had a plaque in her hands. It darkened from exposure to wind and rain, but it was most definitely.
ここに私とケイスケ君の名前が書いてあります。着替えている間に見つけて懐かしくて持ってきちゃいました。
And that really does mean.
はい。ケイスケ君が言う女の子は多分私のことだと思います。まさかケイスケ君があの時のことを思い出すなんて思いもよりませんでしたけど。
Wow, coincidences like these really do happen, huh? To be honest, I didn't hide my excitement. Something I thought couldn't be true actually had been. I don't know why I'd forgotten, but it was where I had said goodbye to the girl who had been my first love. But I ran into that girl, an upperclassman in our committee 10 years later.
いいえ、偶然ではありませんよ。
Huh? It isn't?
はい。ケイスケ君がウラとして宮島にやってくることは分かっていました。この
Oh, fuck. Whoops, cut her off.
そこで私は故郷を離れ、もう一度この島にやってきました。いつかケイスケ君と再会できる日を夢見て。
No way. But isn't that a complete coincidence then? We're even a year later and we have not have met.
そうですね。ですがその時はお母様に頼んで島の住人として暮らしていたでしょう。西園寺家にいればいつか必ずケイスケ君と会えます。怪盗裏と西園寺は裏でつながっていますから。
And you have always...
はい。ずっと待っていました。これからも待ち続けるつもりでした。ですから私たちが出会ったのは偶然ではありません。すべて私の意志なんです。
Why would you go so far from me?
忘れちゃったんですか？ 約束したではないですか。また一緒に遊ぼうって。お礼ならその時でいいって。ですから私はずっと待っていたんです。この島でずっとずっと。
Senpai. I could hardly believe that she was unsilent to fulfill the promise we had made all those years ago. Not realizing it, I'd been seeing her as nothing more than an upperclassman in my committee, who was the daughter of the Saionji family. She had known who I was since long ago. See, the reason you wanted to take care of me so badly was partially due to that promise a decade ago.
はい。圭介君に命を助けていただいたご恩は決して忘れません。もちろん再会を果たしたらお礼をするというあの約束も忘れたことはありません。
That's how it is. Couldn't you just have told me so from the start?
それだと痛い人みたいじゃないですか。相手が覚えていない約束を果たすために言い寄るなんて。私でしたら丁重にお断りします。
You have a point. Now it made sense. That was when she came up with so many excuses and slowly worked her way into my life. Now that we were reunited 10 years later, surely she realized I hadn't remembered her and kept those feelings to herself. I was ought to repay the favor, even if I had forgotten about our promise, so she could be there beside me. If I had hypothetically fallen for another girl, she may have supported our love with every fiber of her being. She would have considered it be paying a debt to me, and convinced herself it was her duty. Yeah, that's what happens on every other route. But I...
何かのお役に立てればと思い、ずっとおそばに置いていただきましたが、ようやく務めを果たすことができました。圭介君をこうして助けることができて。
It means you have repaid your debt now?
残念ですけど、そうなりますね。
See, I'm glad.
よかった？
Yes, you and I can finally have a normal relationship. Didn't I tell you before? Taken care of and being taken care of. Being cared for by your friends is weird. Which is why I want us to be together without worrying about debts or whatever. I want to be with you, Senpai. For the foreseeable future, if possible.
圭介君。
Would you just like that?
ダメなわけないじゃないですか。ですが、ご迷惑ではないのですか？
Don't be ridiculous. Don't you remember me saying that when it comes to you, I feel... Oh, but I wasn't supposed to say anything more, was I?
はい。それ以上言ってはいけません。そうじゃないと、私、友達のままでは満足できなくなっちゃいます。
It goes for me, too. I want to be more than friends. It was fine. No need to hide anything, was there? I love you, Senpai, so let me be with you from now on. Please.
圭介君。
She and I gazed at each other and immediately fell silent. Her cheeks and sighs grew hot, but neither were due to the campfire before us. It was almost as if I could hear her heartbeat through her touching shoulders. That's right. I ask a question.
はい、なんでしょう。
Earlier you said that you couldn't date anyone as long as the wish on that plaque existed, right? Is that because you still care for your first love?
はい。その方が私のことを覚えていないなら、その恋を諦めるつもりでした。ですが、その方は私のことを思い出してくれた。ですから。
Motherfucker. This is why I was scared. I knew this CG was coming, and suddenly I have to censor. It is at 1:39:30. That's about 1:39. Let's make it like 28. Senpai looked up and gazed directly into my eyes. Hold on, you know what? Hold up. Hold up. Shh. should be roughly here. Oh no, the game feed is layered over my webcam. You can't do that. Dang it. Oh well. Senpai looked up and gazed directly into my eyes. There was no turning back as a powerful essence dwelled within those gorgeous orbs.
圭介君
Keisuke, first love, or something you put an effort to make reality. Is that not right? She says. Certainly is.
私にも
I still have a chance, she says. Want to give it a try?
どうやって
How? She says. Like this. Our lips touched. With them came a softness, warmth, and a semi-salty flavor. This wasn't CPR. This was a real kiss. Hey, your lips sure are salty.
しょっぱいですね
Fucking accidentally said ships because of lips sure. She says anyways. Yours are the same way. Salty and very soft. Is it okay if I feel you some more?
圭介君
Keisuke-kun, Otome says. Yes, please do it one more time. Please do it as many times as you like, Otome says.
圭介君
I
の
want to
ぬくも
feel more of your warmth and more strongly, Otome says. Senpai?
圭介君
Keisuke, Otome says. Keisuke-kun, technically, but who cares? We exchanged countless kisses after that. As though a decade's worth of emotions were packed into it. The morning sun had risen and the coral path had come to the surface before we knew it. But for the moment being, I was more obsessed with Senpai. I wanted to keep on feeling her forever, for the rest of eternity. All of Senpai, of Otome, for the rest of my days. That afternoon, Senpai and I visited Kitsumiya Estate. After what happened on the island yesterday, we returned to our respective dorm rooms, showered and changed, then met up with the others. Would have liked to work on building our relationship a little more after that, but everyone was worried, so we couldn't afford to keep them waiting.
ではこれより審問を始めます
With Maki standing before us with an unusual serious look on her face, we all straightened our backs and nodded solemnly. Feikuda had narrowly escaped from the caverns with her life and was tragically apprehended by Akari's group, who were obviously lying in wait outside. Her identity was...
煮るなり焼くなり好きにしろ私はどこにも逃げない
Korea replied, clad in her usual ninja garment, before turning away. Yes, the true identity of the Feikuda was Korea. It was only natural that we couldn't get a read on the Feikuda's movements, as Korea had been right there with us and spied on the three great families' plans.
私はどうなってもいい死ねたりは死ぬだがその前に一つだけ頼みがある父さんを助けてくれないか父様あそのために私はここにいるのだからな
That was how Korea told us her reason for targeting the mystic treasures. She set her sights on the treasures in order to rescue her father, who had been taken away by debt collectors. Her father was burdened with a sizable debt to pay for the medical treatments of her chronically ill mother, and that had forced both of them to live in squalor. Korea was apparently after the key to Shangri-La in order to steal and sell the pile of mystic treasures beyond the door to raise money for her cause.
坂上にいたスパイにはその秘宝を使って土蜘を再興しようと持ちかけられただが正直土蜘の再興なんてどうでもいいんだ私はただ父さんと会いたかったんだ父さんを助けてお宝を見せて偉いねって優しく頭を撫でて欲しかったんだクレアおばさまはい分かっていますカナさん棟梁さんよろしいですかはい私は構いません
拙者も同じくマキ様に全てお任せするでござる
ありがとうございます
Maki exchanged a look with Akari and Kana lined up beside her, as well as the senpai, with Senpai and the chief, and gave a single nod. And then...
住吉クレハあなたへの処分を言い渡します
The second we walked out into the corridor with Kurea, Aoi, who had been waiting outside, leapt at her.
本当によかったよもう会えないかと思ったよ
tears streaming down her cheeks, Owen nuzzled her face against Kurea and gently patted her head. Kurea made no attempt to push her away. Instead, an embarrassed smile rose to her face, as if all the vitriol had left her. Maki had declared 2 punishments for Kureha. One was that she would cease any further actions as a Tsuchigumo. The other was that she would serve the Sakugami family for the next 3 years and protect public order at the academy. She should follow these instructions. The Sakugami and Seionji families would bear the cost of the debts imposed upon her father, Sumiyoshi Sukuna. She would apparently be undergoing training to serve the Sakagamis, so she wouldn't be able to attend school for a while, but...
あれだけのことをしてこの程度の処分で済んだんだ。文句を言ったら罰が当たるだろう。でも大丈夫かな。坂上家の研修って厳しそう。
ご安心めされい。その子の世話は拙者が受けようでござる。決して悪いようにはせぬよ。に
お前が私の担当だと？本当に大丈夫なのか？
問題ない。そやつ以上に適任はおらぬよ。
あ、かなさんじゃなくて今は鈴鹿さんかな。
棟梁と話がしたくての。血と体を借りておる。
Suzuka had borrowed Kana's guise, said her piece, and gazed at both Kurea and the chief's face as he nodded.
なるほど。似ておるの。クレハが大竹丸の血を継いでおるというのは誠のようじゃな。
なんだと？どうしてお前がそれを知っている？
長生きしておるといろいろなことが耳に入ってくるのじゃよ。棟梁、こやつの世話は任せたぞ。決して道を踏み外さぬよう夢夢気をつけることじゃ。
承知つかまつりました。
今まで離れておった分、思う存分可愛がってやるがよい。
一体何の話だ？
時が来たら話してやるでござるよ。
あん？何を偉そうにしてるんだ、このロリコン忍者。
クーニャン、拙者はこれでもお主の上司でござるよ。もっと敬うでござる。
クーニャン言うな。
Even though she was standing in front of her boss's boss, this comedy act between Kurea and the chief quickly unfurled. Thus they seemed to get along well by the end of it.
鈴鹿さん、クーちゃんに代わってお礼を言います。助けてくれてありがとうございました。
わらわは何もしておらぬぞ。礼を言うなら乙女に言うがよい。
乙女さんに？鈴鹿さん、私は別にそんな。
そう謙遜するでない。お主が玉彦や三賢人に口添えをしなければ、クレハは今頃島流しにされておったじゃろ。そうならなかったのは、お主がクレハと一緒にいたいと願ったからではないのか。
私と一緒に？はい。クレハちゃんは委員会になくてはならない存在。いいえ、私のお友達ですから。お友達と別れたくないと願うのは当然のことだと思います。お前、私がしてきたことを忘れたのか？もちろん忘れていませんよ。クレハちゃんは私に優しくしてくださいましたよね。優しく？はい。ペンダントが盗まれた時、クレハちゃんは一緒になって悲しんでくれたじゃないですか。他人をいたわることのできるクレハちゃんならきっと改心してくれるものと信じています。いつかまた一緒に遊びましょうね。そんな、お前は私を恨んでないのか？そもそもお前を悲しませたのは私だぞ。それにお前の大事な男を傷つけもした。
I just want Keisuke to just stand there, bully to assume that paltry little bit of poison would do anything to me.
それについては今も怒っています。ですが、そうせざるを得なかった事情もわかります。それに最後の一線は越えなかったではないですか。やろうと思えばもっとひどい方法で私を脅すこともできたはずなのに。それは。
He's right, your hands were shaking when you took me hostage, and it felt like the drug you gave me was weakening at some point too. You're a good person at your core. Weren't you just scared of hurting people? For all her boasting that her poison could take my life, it was nothing more than a paralytic that temporarily restrained my physical mobility. Probably a bluff to force Senpai to open the door.
観念なさい、クレハ。先輩たちは何もかもお見通しみたいよ。
I really just wanted in one of these routes, Keisuke could just be like, oh well, we're already like over here like revealing all the secret information. Puts on the mask.
それに、茶釜もあなたは悪くないって言ってるし。茶釜も？そうだぽん！僕は見たぽん！ご主人様があのスパイに脅されてるところを！本当はみんなと一緒にいたい。でも、言うことを聞かないと正体をばらすって脅されて、ご主人様は泣く泣く。お前。ご主人様
Kurea patted the misty-eyed Kettle on the head and looked a little bothered. Kettle's testimony must have played a part in saving Kurea. By fucking God!
これでもまだ悪人ぶりたいの？みんなはクーちゃんのこととっくに許してるんだよ。いい加減素直になりなよ。誰も笑ったり蔑んだりしないからね。葵、私は
Kurea hung her head, following Aoi's gambit, and clenched her fists. But then she looked like she'd made up her mind to lift her head.
ありがとうみんな。本当にありがとう。
With that, some faint sparkle in her eyes. She forced a smile. Regardless of whether she forced a smile or not, the feelings were perfectly clear. Like so, the battle between the three great families, which spanned 1,800 years, had finally come to a peaceful end.
とりあえずこれで一件落着ってところかしらね。そうですね。
After leaving the Kibutsumiya estate, Senpai Akane and I came to the fork of the road, looked at each other and smiled. Kana and Kurea headed to the Sakagami estate. Aoi accompanied them, saying she wanted to stay with Kurea a little longer. Knowing Kurea would be left in Kana and the chief's care must have come as a relief, as they wouldn't treat her wrong. We really owe you one, Akane. We were able to resolve this whole mess because of you.
何よ、急に改まって気持ち悪いわね。それにお礼を言うのはこっちの方よ。ケイスケがいなかったら先輩の命も危なかったかもしれないし。
I wonder about that. In the end, Senpai was the one who saved me.
そんなことありません。ケイスケ君がいなかったら私は偽浦さんを前に震え上がっていたと思います。ケイスケ君がそばにいてくれたからこそ冷静な判断もできたんです。ケイスケ君は私の支えです。
Senpai.
いい雰囲気ね。もう告白はしたの？
Well, yeah, Senpai.
はい。
Two of us smiled and clasped hands, to which Akane's eyes immediately widened.
あれ？本当にしちゃったの？からかったつもりだったのに。
Aren't you the one who gave me a push on the back? What are you getting all embarrassed for?
それはそうなんだけど、カップル成立の瞬間を目の当たりにするとこっちまで照れるというか。でもお似合いだと思うわよ。二人ともお幸せにね。ありがとうございます。
Senpai smiled. Having a friend give you their blessing wasn't half bad, I'd say.
これで本当に全て終わったわね。父雲もいなくなって秘宝も守られた。残るはってそうよ、まだウラがいるじゃない。こうしちゃいられないわ。
Why are you going?
うちに戻って対策を話し合ってくる。騒ぎが終わって間もないし、まだ島のどこかに隠れているかもしれないしね。
I see. Say hi to Maki for me.
それじゃあまたね。
Akane waved with a smile that darted back down the path from which she came. It was astounding that she'd made enough progress to smile so naturally, especially when Maki's name came up. The animosity between them had practically faded away.
ようやく行ったか。
Sensei? Tomihiko suddenly appeared from the shadows, almost like he'd taken Akari's place. After making sure nobody else was around, he pointed in the direction of the park with
つ
his
いてこ
chin.
い。お前たちに話がある。
Sensei escorted us to the same park I'd overseen him and Grandpa at previously. It was that it's deserted as ever and made for the ideal place to have a secret
大体
conversation.
の事情は把握している。乙女を危険にさらしたことはこの際不問としておこ
Thanks for that. Honestly, I was worried you were gonna scold me or
う。
something.
怒りはしない。今回は俺にも落ち度があったからな。
You're referring to the delay in reporting to the top.
そうか。その会話まで聞かれていたか。
With a single stroke of his chin, he took a cigarette from his breast pocket and lit it up. He expelled a cloud of smoke almost as if he was sighing and turned to face me.
浦部圭介、お前が洞窟内で見聞きしたこと、それと浦部悪事と俺の会話、その全てを忘れろ。
What do you mean?
質問を許した覚えはない。いいから俺の言うことに従い、さもなくばお前と妹の正体を他の人間にばらすぞ。
お兄様。
お前も黙っていろ。これは上からの命令だ。
そんな。
That's fine. Senpai worked really hard to protect our covers. I'll take your secret to my grave.
圭介君。
浦部悪事の孫にしては殊勝な心がけだな。話は以上だ。今日はもう帰って休め。
He stuck the butt of the cigarette in his mouth and grabbed the car keys from his pocket, probably hinting he would take Senpai home. But okay then, shall we, Senpai? I went out of my way to hold hands with Senpai, turned my back to Sensei, and began walking off. We just so happened to come to the park, so an aimless stroll through the grounds might be nice.
待て。二人してどこへ行くつもりだ。
それはデートです。
デート俺とお前が。
違います。圭介君と私です。
Sensei, no, brother-in-law. I'm dating Senpai now, so I hope we can get along.
ほら、圭介君、早く早く。お弁当を作ってきたので、向こうのベンチで食べましょう。
He is in distress back there. Senpai, please wait for me.
待ちませんよ。怪盗さんなら私を捕まえてください。
I said it. Hey, wait!
捕まっちゃいました。
We held hands and made our way towards the bench with such wide, low-stroke smiles you'd swear flowers might sprout from the tops of our heads. I think he's having a breakdown. Sensei witnessed it all, and after letting his cigarette flop to the ground, let out a soundless scream. This man is probably just like about to just pass out or something. In the deepest recesses of the Kibitsumi estate, in a hidden space where the tree of the peaches of life was planted, it was there that Sakagami Suzuka and myself at the nearby Manjuri, the three great sages upon their megaliths, were all gathered today. The one we serve, a three-dimensional hologram, emerges from the center of the Manjuri. The lady of whom I hesitate to even speak her name.
なるほど。事情はわかりました。魂は引き続き、圭介とソナの監視に当たりなさい。ただし、こちらからは決して手を出さぬように。乙女の意志に任せなさい。
かしこまりました。
三賢人はさらなる警備の強化を。ゲートに近づかれるなど、本来あってはならないことです。
イエス、マイマスター。御心のままに。
波が乱れてきました。鈴鹿、オツア家の子孫は
わらわに任せておけ。悪いようにはせん。
ありがとうございます。では、あなた方の忠誠心に
切れたか。
The hologram faded, and the manjari upon their stones lost their brilliance. It was only possible to communicate through the three sages on days with fine waves. Once the transmission cut out, no further contact would be possible for the time
用
being.
が終わったならわらわは帰るぞ。早いところカナに体を返さなくては。
鈴鹿、己の使命を忘れるな。
我らを裏切ればどうなるか分かっているな。
うるさいガラクタじゃの。言わなくとも分かっておるわ。
Sakagami Suzuka gave the three sages a cursory wave and left the room first. Following Suzuka's reply, the three sages' bodies shone as they spoke
で
to
は
him.
こちらも通信を切る。
我らは秘宝の管理で忙しい。西洋の血族よ。面倒事をこちらに持ち込むなよ。
分かっている。お前たちの手を借りずとも、こちらはこちらでうまくやる。
ならばよい。結果を出せ。結果が全てだ。
After submitting my report to the top and having nowhere else to go, I ventured into Otome's bedroom. Now there were plenty of places I could go. Now that you know what had moved into action, I wouldn't have time to rest for quite a while. It might be entirely why I decided to visit this place while I still could.
ここで吸ったら匂いが移るか。
Put away my cigarettes and let out a massive sigh instead. Felt as though I had been sighing more frequently lately. This all too was all due to Otome. Otome had taken Otome from this room, and I'd been made aware of their escape almost immediately. I relate that information to my superiors. The data I received in return were along the lines of what I said earlier.
こちらから手を出すな。
They were both such nuisances, mother and daughter alike, the way they pushed others around out of momentary sentimentality. But I guess I wasn't one to talk. When I heard that Otome had run away with Urabekesuke, I too was slow to act. Otome had followed after him of her own free will. She had not chosen me, but Urabekesuke. That fact left me paralyzed and had put Otome in harm's way.
浦部圭介か。
The man Otome had chosen. How much could he actually bear in the end? If he held out to the very end, then it would be when... I think I'm gonna be ending it here. This feels like a good length for a part. I say after having a fucking sub 1 hour parts last 2 days. Quite frankly, I should probably like record 4 hours to make up for that, but I do not feel like it. Reminds me of something I should actually talk about. I actually received another mail. Okay. So basically, I've received another Steam review key. I'm not gonna talk about it yet. Gonna let y'all stew on that a little bit. So yeah, have fun. Have fun with the guessing game. Do not actually put in the comments, is it this game? Is it this game? If you put comments like that, I will just respond with possibly. You know what? Not even with possibly. I will just respond with like a fucking smiley. Just the good old simple fucking. Just, hold on. I don't actually know what to call it in English. I'll actually just reply with this good old one, you know? You will not get anything other than this here. So yeah. So don't actually try to fish for what the fuck it is. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye bye.